Good evening. I would like to call the Satsuma City Council to order for our regular meeting of July the 21st, 2026. If you would, all of you that have cell phones, please either turn it to the off or silent position so it will not interrupt the meeting. And as you know, our council meetings are always opened with prayer followed immediately by the pledge. We rotate that, and tonight is Ms. Presnall's time. So if you would, please remove your hats, stand, and Ms. Presnall, would you lead us in a word?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gathering we're gathering here tonight to do the business of our city. I pray, Father, that as we conduct the business of our city, it will be things that will glorify and honor you and benefit our city as well as our citizens in our city. Thank you for this privilege, Lord. I ask all these things in the precious name of Jesus. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Ms. Presnall. Moving to number 3, roll call, please.
Councilmember Little.
Present.
Councilmember O'Rear.
Here.
Councilmember Skelton. Councilmember Presnall.
here.
Councilmember Taylor. Mayor Barlow.
Here. Please let the record reflect the 4 council members here and the 2 that are absent. Along with yourself, Mr. Luke Nixon sitting in for J- tonight as our attorney, and also the various department heads that we have in attendance tonight. Moving to number 4 is approval of tonight's agenda. Y'all should have received that in an email earlier, which would have included tonight's agenda along with the minutes. So with that being said, has everybody had a chance to look over the agenda?
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. O'Rear. It was seconded by Ms. Presnall. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, show it passed. Next, number 5, approval of the minutes from our past meeting, the regular meeting of July the 7th, 2026.
I make a motion, we approve those minutes of the July 7th, 2026.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Presnall, seconded by Mr. O'Rear to approve the minutes from the last council meeting. Any discussion, corrections, additions, deletions? If not, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Last Tuesday night, 7/14, we had a workshop here. The topics discussed are included in the email that you received. With that being said, is there any questions or deletions?
Make the motion to approve the minutes from the workshop on July the 14th.
Second.
Well, motion made by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. O'Rear to approve the workshop minutes. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, once again, show the passed unanimous. All right. Next thing we have tonight, and I think a couple of you are here for, we have a under recognitions tonight. We have Miss Dana Price with us, along with it looks like at least 3 of our school board members, so Ms. Robbins. And, y'all are welcome to come up if you'd like and stand to the side. I was going to move to the front here and read a proclamation that we've given them. We'd like to recognize Ms. Walters for her achievement. I think she well deserves this. So if it's okay with everyone, I'll move here to the front so we can feel like probably Mr. Emmett, he will try to take a picture too. So or we'll also, Dana, if you don't mind my reading this, let me hold it out so I can see it. Dana Walters Price, whereas education serves as the foundation of a strong and prosperous community, and dedicated educational leaders play a vital role in shaping the future of our children and strengthening opportunities for generations to come. And whereas Dana Price has devoted more than 35 years to the field of education, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to academic excellence, student achievement, professional leadership, and community engagement. And whereas throughout her distinguished career, Ms. Price has faithfully served the students, families, educators, citizens of Satsuma City Schools, earning the respect and admiration of colleagues, parents, and community members throughout her vision and dedication to the public education. And whereas on July the 24th, Ms. Price was appointed superintendent of Satsuma City Schools, bringing a position of wealth of knowledge, experience, and deep understanding of the traditions and values that have contributed to the success of our school system. And whereas under her leadership, Satsuma Schools continues to build upon a legacy of excellence while fostering innovation, collaboration, and high-quality educational opportunities that prepare students for success in college, career, and life. Whereas Ms. Price has been selected as the Superintendent of Alabama District 1 Superintendent of the Year, a prestigious honor recognizing exemplary leadership service among educational leaders representing Baldwin, Butler, Conecuh, Covington, Crenshaw, Escambia, and Mobile counties. Whereas this distinguished recognition reflects Ms. Price's dedication to education excellence, her commitment to student success, and her ability to inspire educators and communities to work together toward a common vision of achievement. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the City of Satsuma Mayor and Council do hereby congratulate Dana Walters Price upon being named School Superintendent of Alabama District 1 Superintendent of the Year, and commends her for her outstanding leadership, remarkable dedication to the public education, and steadfast commitment to the students, educators, and families she serves. It's signed and dated thus. So we wanted to congratulate you. That was really. We appreciate what you're doing over there. Y'all keep up the good work. I know it started here about how long?
Yeah, it's just about 2 weeks, so it's coming. I do want to thank my school board for their support and you for trusting us with your kids. And so, in the city of Satsuma for trusting us with your kids. It's been a wild ride since 2012. I think a lot of people thought that the district could make it or that we would make it. And we didn't have enough people. And now we have our phones ringing off the hook for people that live outside the district wanting to come in the district. And now they're saying we're landlocked. We have nowhere to go. And so I look at it as different. I think that our job is not how many people we can cram inside Satsuma, but how many people we can put Satsuma in. I think what we do here is special. I think other people want to be a part of it. And I think that we could just share the love and really this award is for our board, for our teachers. It's for all of us. They make me look good. This is an award that goes to our whole district. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go in it. And as many of you know, this is your work too. It's missionary work. And I was thinking as I came over here today of how I got started with so much in Satsuma. I've actually been 38 years, and 35 of those years have been in Satsuma. I've lived in Satsuma for 58 years, but my dad was a councilman for 20 years here. And I can still remember walking in that door and hearing that little bell that used to ring when you went into the city. So many of you know the old bell that when you opened up the door and went in. But we've always given back to the community we live in. So it's a pleasure and a privilege for me to serve here. But I do it with an awesome group, an awesome school board, awesome teachers, wonderful teachers who are in the trenches every day. This award from D1, they don't call it D1 for nothing. Our district is like the best. Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, there's so many superintendents I've served beside. And it was a real honor to be elected by them because of college will in such high regard. But thank you for recognizing me. Thank you for your support and trust. And thank you to my board for your support.
She's being humble. She's really good.
Get that also.
wasn't too long, but.
I understand.
Okay, that was the only recognition we had tonight on the schedule. So we will move now to number 6, which is visitors, and we will try to address the people that have signed up to be on the list tonight. And the first person to be on the list is Mr. John White. Mr. White, please come forward. And just for the record, we always ask that you state your name for the record and your address, please.
Yes, sir, I'm John White, and my wife and I, Ella
Yes, sir.
White, live on the end of Higgins Road. It's a dead end. And I watched my house get built for 9 months. I was there every day, so I've seen a lot of traffic. What we have there, in my opinion, is the cul-de-sac or dead end area is in disrepair. The chart, Shirley said this was a good drawing here. Higgins Road is 0.2 miles, over 1,000 foot long, and at the end, the payment ends. So all the vehicles have to come down to this dirt area and then back up, hard right turn into this asphalt apron on city right of way, which is in bad disrepair, by the way. UPS, FedEx, dump truck, city garbage truck, fire truck, everything comes down there. And the concern is if a heavy piece of equipment like a fire truck comes down and gets in this dirt area and gets stuck, they can't fight the fire. Somebody could get hurt or an ambulance could get stuck. I know what little research I did. A cul-de-sac takes about 60, 70 feet diameter. And you don't have that in this area here. On the east side of the road, after about 7 feet, it slants down about a 40-degree angle. It would take a tremendous amount of dirt and engineering to fix this. So the recommendation is the same thing I think we talked to the fire chief and George, the inspector, back in the fall. We were actually looking at it. And you're going to have to extend the payment out to a bit, 10, 15, 20 feet, and fix that apron, and then people can come in and make that turn, and they will go out. I watched the garbage truck, they do a great job down there, but they have to back up, pull forward, back up, pull forward. So it's just needs some work. Any questions?
I think you gave a pretty good description of the issue that we were facing. So,
How much water does the fire truck hold?
Cardin, which one?
One of his, when we had the main, we had so.
Quite a bit of weight extra, so to sunk down there would be in trouble.
And the trucks are tearing up some of our property. It's not just your property, it's ours too.
Yeah, the right of way. Some of them get past the apron, past the,
And they try not to, but there's no way you can.
Right.
That's tight right
yeah, some truck hit Miss Payne's chain link fence, broke it up. Broke my water meter, city fixed the water meter quick. But it'd be nice if that fence could get repaired. I don't know who did it, but you never know.
So what do you suggest, John?
It was, thanks. Repair that asphalt apron on the west side of the road.
Is that apron on city property?
Yes.
Oh,
And then the right of way, the Higgins Road, extend the road, dirt area 10, 15 feet. Make sure you got good solid red dirt that you can use the, what do you call that? Field dirt, not field dirt, what do you call it?
That's it. Still there.
Yeah, and it would cost tremendously less than a cul-de-sac. I think a cul-de-sac average is 40,000. This would probably be $100,000 project. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White, Della, for coming up, and also for drawing out and trying to explain and being understanding whenever y'all built the house there at the end of the road.
I fix
sir.
it, but I'll run out of money.
Well, Ms. Shirley, I know you've brought this to the council at a workshop. Would you like to expand on it and tell us your thoughts?
Well, it would probably be a great idea to get a cost of exactly how much doing what Mr. White had suggested, and, maybe doing that and getting estimates on that and bringing that to the council.
Okay. We've already done that, and the estimates came back really high, and I think that we had discussed perhaps trying to work with a contractor that may be here in Satsuma working, so we wouldn't have the large, because when we looked at the problem, we felt it was something we could do. And then after our people went over and looked at it, and we kind of had our engineering and all kind of review it, there was a couple things that popped up. Number one is, if we create a cul-de-sac by law, we have to make it to fit our own ordinance, which would probably require it to be roughly 90 feet. We didn't have that room. So we ran into several issues. Number one, the compaction. Years ago, the city went over and tried to make a little turnaround, and it's about washed out. That's what you're dealing with now. So now we're back to where we probably have to muck that out. We'd have to dig it down and put some good compaction dirt in there to start with. And then we would have to, I don't know if we can build a turnaround there, or if we would have to acquire more right of way. And not only are we dealing with that, but I'm glad you brought that up, because that's being fair. That fall that you have on the other side, we feel like probably would require us to put something there to keep cars from going off, because as you said, that drop
It's a big drop.
would, we certainly don't need one of these big heavy trucks turning over either. So it turned into a little bit more of a project than we were looking at, and probably about 3 times the price of what we thought we could do it for. So we've kind of had to back up and study it a little bit and see how we can move money around, because that's kind of a big ticket item, and it's not anything we had planned or budgeted for over there. Now, we are in the process of budget meetings right now, trying to start next year. And I feel like we're going to do something over there, and I don't know what it's going to be yet. I don't know if it's going to be you or a couple of the other property owners. We might have to ask for a few feet in order to make the turnaround bigger over there. I appreciate you working with us. Y'all have been very, very nice about it. And, they're,
It's not a turnaround now. It just goes straight stop. And they go, wait a minute.
we run anywhere from 10 to 20 homes under construction all the time. And just so happened that 3 of the homes built in the last year have been where we had been turning around for quite a number of years with the trucks in it. We no longer can do that right now. So we're trying to make,
You have always been good to us.
That's what-
City
what's that?
Madison. He's always
Yeah.
worked with us. That's why we love Texas.
right. It's not falling on deaf ears, but if y'all will bear with us for a little while until we can figure out, because like I said, I had sticker shock whenever they come back with the estimate, because it was,
See how you can do it. What we have now, if we improve the way I mentioned, it would be at least a Band-Aid until you can get to a point to do a cul-de-sac.
right. Go ahead,
Could
Joe.
any of the work that, Mr. White suggested, could that be any of the thing that the city could do in kind?
Our public works they're kind of stretched a little bit thin. Obviously, I don't think in June, July, or August, probably September, we could ever take on a project like that. But in order for us to build a road, that's what we're doing. We have to build the road to engineered specs, because that's our ordinance. We can't violate our own ordinance. It probably would be cheaper, I would think, for us to hire a contractor that does this for a living. Because if we're going to do it, spend 25 or 30,000 and not fix the problem, be back over there 3 or 4 years, or Lord knows, make it where it's not safe, then we would be better to go ahead and spend the additional money, I think, and pay for it. You two gentlemen have any comment?
Yeah, I agree with if we're gonna fix it, we need to fix it instead of throwing 10, 20, $30,000 to go back and redo it. And then you just basically wasted that money that could have been spent elsewhere.
And like I say, there's 3 or 4 different places in the city that, I mean, our, sanitation trucks and all that, that's a big issue for them, I mean, we get, complaints from them all the time, about turning around, and trying to turn around, or backing all the way down the street, to get back out. There's, like I say, there's,
That's what they're having to do.
yeah, but,
I think emergency vehicles, they can only back up 150 feet or less. And they really don't have a place to back up unless you're all the way to Baker, which is over 1,000 feet. So if we could fix that little right angle for now, that'd be great.
But like I said, it's kind of hard for us to go in there and fix something knowing it's not meeting, the engineering standards of a road. And then somebody go in there and something happen, then there's some liability on us. But you're right. I mean, like I said, certainly all the homes that have been built are nice and they're pretty and we're glad that they come in, but Lord knows, they put them right at the end where we were using some turnarounds and it's,
The school system's
No.
bringing those houses in.
yeah,
right.
that's right.
Oh, if I could make a comment.
Sure.
The city did a great job cleaning up that, what was it, old hospital on Baker Road.
Yes, sir.
It looked like a haunted house mansion. It had grown up. so
Yeah.
much. Well, the owners abandoned that property.
We are working with the owners at this time and our public works guys went over and helped out over in that area because of the complaints and
It's
we
beautiful
were
with that.
concerned that some of the concerns that they discussed, we thought was valid and, so we tried to help get the property looking a little better today. And, hopefully we can say something about the owner and what the plan is to keep it from getting back in that shape again. But thank you for your comment. Okay. Give us a little time and we will get back with you on it.
Yes,
I promise. Thank y'all. Good to see you. That is a pretty place you built over there. So hopefully you'll enjoy that area that you got over there. All right. Miss Brianna Bohannon, please come forward and
Good evening. My name is Brianna Bohannon. Actually, we live at 163 Plateau East now. Just moved in on Friday, finally. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm actually a Satsuma native. Miss Price is actually my principal in elementary school, and part of the reason we wanted to move back,
we're good.
because I'm a mom to a 3-year-old. We have another little girl on the way in just a few short weeks. So in addition to being a mom, I'm also a member of our local Woodman Life chapter, and I think some of the councilmen and councilwomen know that Woodman Life, we're a local nonprofit fraternal organization, and we've already done a lot in the city of Satsuma. We've fed our teachers and school board and staff before. We fed our firemen and our policemen a few times. We've helped contribute to the Memorial Day program. And now that we live in the area, we're looking forward to some more future projects that we've got going on and how we can continue to help contribute in a meaningful way. So as a mom, one of the biggest things that has stood out to me, obviously here lately, has been the parks. And I have a couple different ideas that have come to mind. The first one is installing some type of sun cell or sunshade over the splash pad at Wright Park. Obviously, as a mom of little ones, it's hot out there, the sun's beaming, and we would love to be able to enjoy the splash pad a little longer in the summer months. And then my other area that I think might also be beneficial would possibly adding a safety fence around the playground that's at the corner of First, Gator, and Plateau. Just because it's right there near the open roads and people do tend to fly through there a little bit. And so it's a little concerning having toddlers that also like to just take off. So tonight, I'm not here to ask for approval or anything or for y'all to make any commitments, but I just would like to explore the opportunity with y'all for us to help fund a project going forward in one of the parks. Whether it is one of these 2 ideas or if y'all have another place where y'all think funding might work better, but also still be beneficial to our families and our children.
Okay, well, Ms. Bohannon, I appreciate you coming up and, the shade over the splash pad. I'll be honest with you, I've never even thought about that. So that's, you know, you brought something that we haven't, had in the past, so, I guess we could look into that if y'all would like and see what it would, you know, if it would be something that we could do, or, the park at first, and, Plateau there is, and it's kind of a small park that some, refer to it as Johnny Pool Park, and then we Dog Park, other people refer to it as, and we do have the public works area fenced off from it, but, and then also the dog area is fenced, but no, we really have never had, and you're the first person that I know that's ever asked us about that. Not that it's a bad idea, but I guess that's something we could look into and discuss at one of our council workshops, and you're welcome to come to one of those. A lot of times when we're throwing out ideas and we're looking what we can afford to, the council workshops or the planning, those would probably be where we can introduce some of those things. But welcome back to Satsuma, and hopefully you'll enjoy it over there. And you're certainly close to the parks. You got parks all around you there. So, well, good. But, council, y'all have any comments you'd like to make on Ms. Bohannon regarding her comments tonight?
I do welcome any volunteer efforts. It shows the passion for the community that everybody should have, so I do welcome that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're talking funding. So once we have an idea of what we want to do, then I can take it back to the chapter and we can vote on a monetary donation, or whether it's donating equipment or hiring contractors to come in. Y'all just let me know.
Well, that's certainly nice. We don't have many people say that they're ready to help fund something they're requesting.
I know you've seen the canvas type things that would not be, they'll have to be stationary, of course, but wouldn't have to be, you know what I'm talking about, around swimming pools and stuff like that, that might not be terribly expensive, but I just thought about that when you were talking.
Yes, ma'am. There's options, and then obviously whatever we need to do has to be safe and it has to be engineered.
Right.
Because I don't
Oh, yeah.
want any liability put back on us that install it or the city. So whoever we need to contact in the city to make sure all that's up to code and up to spec.
Okay. Well, we do appreciate you coming, and congratulations on, hopefully, everything goes well with you, Ms. Bohannon. Is there anyone else who would like to come before the council tonight before we go into regular order of business? I see we do have a few other people. Mr. Lundy, come on up, please, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Richard Lundy. I live at 5496 7th Street. And, I was up here after the rain and everyone flooded and so forth. Talking about the ditch that's on the south side of our property that runs between 6th and 7th. And the city does a very good job of keeping it cut down, and I don't have a problem with that. I know they're busy and they got a lot of other places to weed eat and cut, and so I try to get over there and spray it to kill it too. So anyhow, my thing is the other half of it down at the other end, which they're not finished yet. They're gonna come through there and finish cleaning it up and cutting trees. But my thing is that ditch it was graded to 6th Street. All the water run that way. And a few years ago, I was asked if they could bring trucks in on my property and equipment to be able to clean the ditch out. Hey, I love it. Yeah, come clean it out. Just please make it graded towards 6. Well, there was no grade shot on it. The water hose in there now. And it takes forever. And the mosquitoes are terrible. Now, I used to never have that problem, but I mean, anyhow. The ditch needs to be graded. It was graded at one time, and then I don't know what it cost to get a engineer in here to shoot a grade or whatever. But if I could figure out how to use that transit that my father-in-law had, I would shoot a grade for him. But it shouldn't take very much to know. Every 10 foot, you got to drop a 1/4 inch. So, I mean, we could just get some, a little bit of that, get the water running out there, maybe that'll help with some of the flooding. I don't know. And then the ditch that comes under Sixth, but between the little garage and the transmission shop, the race truck shop and all that, that thing's holding water right now. I went by there before I come here, taking pictures. Just to, I mean, so I'd have them for myself, and if y'all need them, I've got them. But that ditch needs to be cleaned, and I just, maybe I'm just sitting here beating the old horse to death, but if we could get something done, maybe that would help, help us out over here with water and help and getting the water running away. Maybe the people won't flood on Orchard. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an engineer. I just sit here and watch the water run, and when you see water run uphill, that's pretty bad.
I would say that's not some, yeah, I would, I'd be, yeah, I'd kind of,
I mean,
It-
water
we
was
do-
running toward Baker, and then it's supposed to run toward Baker. It was running to my house.
Hmm.
And but you know, anyhow, that's all I had. I just wanted to come up here and just speak. I spoke to you a week or so ago. I spoke to Randy a week or so ago. I appreciate y'all listening to me. You know, just trying to. I've been here 21 years. I plan on dying here. So, I love Satsuma, and my kids all grew up here, so, I wanna be around a while. And I wanna see anything I can do to help. I got contacts. I mean, I got friends of mine that's got equipment. If I can get in there and I do it myself, I do it. But I just don't know what the council or the city says. I mean, 'cause if I'm not mistaken, my father, you know, when we built that place over there, and Julian, I think he signed that ditch over to the city. And that's y'all's property. I mean, but I'll do what I can to help. I don't have a problem with that. So, anybody got anything, you know, you want me to do? Knock on my door.
we can have Public Works look at that ditch, but I had some of these things in my notes for, under my report, but I think that several of you are here tonight regarding flooding and what we're doing. Obviously, y'all know back in May, we had a really significant event, and it had water, and we had issues in areas that we had never had problems before. We have been trying to figure out what steps to take. And I said then, and I'm gonna say it again tonight, I don't think we even know exactly which steps we need to take in which direction yet. We are studying it. We did hire Civil Southeast to get us started over on the other side, on the Orchard U Street area. They are telling me that they will have a preliminary report to us next week. We are also working with Sane Engineers regarding a Restore Act grant that we can work through Sharpsea. It opens next week. Because just like I said to Mr. White, we can go throw a little bit of money at some of these problems. We're not going to fix the problem. Some of these are going to take some time to study. A few of the things, and I'm not going to give Mike the big head over there, but I do think that even a couple of things he was saying we might be able to see with the engineers' reports that is in fact what's occurring in some areas. But now we got to figure out how to get the water away from going over there where you're at, but we still got to move it faster from where they're at over there. So, you know, I mean, we kind of got our hands tied, because the faster we can move the water to get it to the Orchard Street area, the more water we got in there. And we done built 2 retention ponds, and we fill both of them up. They're helping, but they're not taking care of the problem. And then we got the railroad track. We're not gonna be able to do anything with that. So we've got to be able to get the water somewhere we can drain it, but we really can't put any more water on, Maple over there where you're at, 7th Street, 6th Street, or even up at Daring and all. I mean, we got, they're complaining all the way up there. I've already talked with the state, with ALDOT, about trying to work with us along 43. And, I mean, they're a big group. It's going to take some time for them to address it, but I do think that they were very open about trying to help us with the problem. But, and then we got a group from Washington that I've been a part of that help smaller, mid-sized cities, counties to look into federal options, because I think whatever we take on is gonna probably we're gonna need some help, because it's gonna be expensive, or else we're just gonna put a Band-Aid on the problem again.
Years back, when they got a grant, I was told they got a grant, and on the west side of the railroad tracks, between Orchard and the railroad tracks, wasn't there something, a ditch or something that they come through there and made to run that water down to?
The ditch, years ago, there was work, and I don't know how long ago. I do remember doing it, but it's probably 25, maybe 30 years ago, and it does need to go back, and, you know, we probably need to work with the railroad to get the right-of-way clearance again, see what we can do to run that water to the north.
Yeah, that would run down and then come back up over Seventh through that.
Well,
that ditch,
we're
right?
talking about trying to run it on down,
all
on
the way
down to Woodland,
Okay.
past that. So that's the only way that I know that we can get rid of that amount of
Well,
water
get
over
away
there.
from me.
That's what everybody wants us to do, get away from them.
You know, I mean, I'm not just sitting here, I shouldn't have said just me, we need to get it from all of us
Mhm.
up that way. I mean, it's just, it's crazy that when you get 5 or 6 inches of rain in 2.5 hours,
Mhm.
it's not much you can do with it. It's gotta go somewhere, and then we all realize that. But, I just, and I don't wanna keep coming up here and just, like I said, harping on this, but, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the oil every now and then, you know. But I just wanna help, and I wanna help out if I can, whatever I can do. I mean, like I said, I got
Right.
people that I can bring, if I need to get in there and clean it out a little bit, I'll be fine, I can do that. And, but I don't wanna go in there and mess up anything that they wanna do.
Right. Well, I don't want to wish a drought on us, but I would like for us to get a little bit of drier weather so we can actually work on some of those.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I appreciate you coming up, and
Yep.
you will see us over there.
Oh, I'm sure I've already talked.
Okay.
We're gonna work something out. Thank you, Mr.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
y'all.
All right, is there anyone else that would like to come before the council tonight? Okay, Mr. Orso, please step up.
Good evening, everybody. How are y'all?
Hey.
I only, mainly y'all have been talking about it, you know, but where are we at on our drainage? Oh, we got a plan. This has been going on for years. It ain't nothing new. May the 22nd, that ain't the only time. It happens all the time. And we can spend all the money we want to, but if that water don't go north on the west side of that track to the creek, we haven't done nothing. The retention ponds, that is worse now than it's ever been. Everything drains to right there. And you talking about mosquitoes, I heard somebody talking about it a while ago. And we got all those places down on Hartley Road, at the end of Hartley Road, and I'm all about the school administration, so don't get me wrong with what I'm saying, okay? But all that stuff, the cabinet shop and the storage shed, all that stuff is on an angle to come down side the west side of that track. So now you got all that pavement, concrete. Guess where that water's going? But still, at the end of the day, if that water does not go north down the side of the track, it's a waste of time. I've been there 38 years. Can't nobody tell me different.
Mike, we're going to have to we've got to study where it's at, you know that, and where the water's flowing and how we can get it, you know, your own statements up here has been talking about the culverts and the heights of them and some of that. And I mean, we can't just go in and say we're gonna do this or that without getting exactly what do we need to do. And I mean, this is a start, and that's what I'm saying is, you know, like the same engineering, I mean, this is a big study because we can transfer the problem. And if we could transfer the water immediately from you over there and where you're at, is the way it is right now, is all we do is flood out the other side. And I mean, they were dangerous.
Yeah, it doesn't need to go to the other side of the track.
Right, and it's a long way, and it probably is going to require some real work and some culverts and all to be changed to get the water to actually flow to the north, even if what you're saying is right.
But you know how long this has been going on? It ain't nothing, it ain't fixed. Do y'all, everybody understand that? It's unacceptable. It just year in and year out. I've heard all kind of different scenarios about it. And it's worse than it's ever been.
Comment to that, you know, I got on here in November. We had that big rain. I've spoke with you several times about it. Us getting this study done, I've said this to you when I met you out there on your street. We got to know exactly what we got before we start attacking it. Because if you don't, what are you doing? Now, I say that we're moving in a direction to correct the problem, but we have to have time to get the study back and get a plan together to execute a plan. But until we get that back, we can't do anything.
Yeah. There again, it's gotta go north. If I didn't have flood insurance, I'd be about $200,000 in the hole
I understand what you're saying.
right now.
Mhm.
It's about $160,000 worth right now.
I mean, I understand your frustration.
For the last 2 months. Yeah, I'm upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand your frustration, but I mean, we got to have some time to get the study back and get a plan together from there, and then find out how we're going to fund this thing. Because if we're going to fix it to make it perfect, I'd say we're looking at a multi-million-dollar project.
And I'm not saying perfect.
I mean, I know, but that's what I'm saying is, whatever we do, we need to see what we got and what we can do.
It's gotta go north.
Do we actually know? I know we've talked about it a good bit, but if we determine that is one of the major problems, is that gonna be something we gonna be able to do, or is that gonna be on the railroad, or do we know that? With
The only
with
time I
that
ever known
culvert
that-
right there, I mean, could we even attempt to do anything with that without the railroad?
No, I think we'd probably have to contact the railroad because it's that close to it. So I mean, and work along the side of the railroad to do what he's saying the time before, and it's been years ago. I mean,
And we had to
work with them to get the right of way cleared then. And I'm not saying that may not be some of what we have to do this time, but I would like to get the report next week just to study it, you know, and I'm trying to get that report so we can get the Restore Act money, because I'm telling you, I think this is going to be really expensive, and we don't have the money just to undertake this without us getting some type of something we can find. And I mean, I know you don't want to hear it, like you said. I mean, we get this every council meeting, but I mean, I'm trying to meet with everybody I know to bring forward and see what they can think of or how they think we can look into something, you know, and I know it's frustrating, and I mean, me and you've been on each other's basically our whole life. I hate what happened to y'all over there, and I know that y'all have had it a few times over the years. But, you know, the downpour we got that day, I just hope and pray we don't get another one, because this, you know, I'm sure it would be problems again.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I mean, and that's the biggest concern, because it's been going on forever. And it's still going on the same thing. You know,
Right.
That's like pouring salt on a wound. You just keep doing it.
And whenever you see people clearing large properties and you see houses being built and all that, that does create additional water, and it's going sometimes into areas that's already stressed
And it's
with
all
the,
engineered to come to me.
well, it definitely going to go from the west to the east, basically, somehow. Areas it might be, like you said, run north and south, or one or two small areas that goes back to the east for a small distance. But it's going to try to figure a way to get by Sarah, Gunnison, Steel Creek. I can tell you that. So how we can get it there, and then on those type events, when you have several days of rain on top of headwater, it doesn't allow it to drain like you would like it to. So it ain't what you want to hear. We'll have that report, I was told, before the end of next week. And I know because we've introduced them to you for you to be able to share your thoughts with them. Okay? All right,
Hey,
Mike. Yes.
One second.
Sure.
I do wanna, tell the Public Works, thank you,
Yeah.
the police department,
Yeah.
thank you, cause they help
Yeah.
us out a whole lot over there when that happens. Just wanna make sure they know that.
Good deal. All right. Thanks, Mike. Okay, is there anyone else like to come before the council tonight? You're welcome. You sure you don't want to come up, huh? Okay, we'll go into our regular order of business tonight, going to number 8, reports, announcements from the mayor and council. Start with some deaths. Miss Sandra Jones, a longtime resident here of Satsuma, passed away. Her funeral was Saturday a week ago. So, see Mr. Jones around, you might want to give condolences to him or her children. Also, any dates that we have, any city meetings, and some of the bigger events, please let us know before the end of next week so we can get our city calendar out. And Lord knows it's already filling up. As I've already said, I talked with Civil Southeast a couple times already this week, and the report where they have done the engineering is not complete, but they have said it will be complete before the end of next week. On a brighter note, I think the sidewalk project has moved along pretty good, and 3rd Street is now complete. The Juniper Avenue side of it has been completed with that little bridge that they built there, and the going down now beside the entrance into Steel Creek. So I did want to mention to the council, we were requested, know we got some guys that go sit down there and drink coffee every day at Steel Creek, and they were asking if we could do something to help the entrance back to the back area of the old gazebo, where it's kind of got a big step down, to make something where if they had a walker or a wheelchair, they could go into get into the building. And so I've asked Chris to get with that contractor and see if we could just make that adjustment on the building. So I told him I did not think the council would have any problem with us looking at that, but I'll keep y'all up on that. Okay. Like I said, know that our pay-as-you-go street paving, we're looking forward to that getting started pretty soon. We had a ribbon cutting last Wednesday at the Swamp Lily up here at Juniper and Old 43. Y'all get a chance, go by and look at the products that they've got there. So it's a nice little store getting started. We have got to sit down and follow up on some board appointments. So if any of you would like to sit on any of the boards that we have in the city, y'all please let us know. And we just also, I would like to go ahead and get with probably I'll work with the city clerk, Jessica, on this, and either we will do this in-house or we may have to if looks like it's something we may need some help on regarding the property we recently purchased beside Wright Park between Dogwood and Baldwin Road. We've discussed trying to clear that out, or at least do a cutting all the undercut brush and all out so we can look at the property. So I would like to go ahead and let y'all know that I do plan to put that forward. Obviously, before anything's awarded, it'll come back to the council for review and approval. But Has anybody got any problem with us pursuing that?
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you. On the grant that we had with Kevin Harrison, also that he's working with Sharpsy on a Sharpsy funded grant on the safe streets intersections and all, there's a follow-up meeting Troy's going to attend Thursday for us here. So let you know that. Alabama Power will be adding some LED lights, various locations. I think we got some down at wastewater treatment, trash ramp, the Lions Park area, and there's just some around City Hall here that they plan to be replacing. So you'll see the power company working on some of the other, some of those areas. Remember, next week on the 28th, we've scheduled a meeting, a special meeting next Tuesday night, 6:30. And it will be one topic, really, it is really nothing, budget and employee raises. So, guess we need to, did we vote on that last week? On the
You
meeting?
don't have to, you can just call a special meeting.
All right, we're gonna go away and call it, let y'all know, so please put that on your schedules for next week. And we may be able to take that one issue off of the, table, quit having to discuss it at every workshop. That's everything that I have. Does the council have any questions on any of the public comments and or projects that I've spoke on? If there are none, I'll move to B, Public Services, Mr. Little.
Mayor, just real quick, I want to touch on one area, and I know I do it a lot, but, our trash pickup. Please, continue to limit the amount of trash that we, put out on the side of the road. We have a great thing here, to pick the trash up and our trash ramp. I mean, down there, especially on a Saturday morning and almost all day, there's almost a line, going to our trash ramp and people using that. Try to make sure that we limit what we can as far as, staying, that 2 yards, truckload. I know, in certain times you ride up and down the streets and there's way more than that out on the side of the streets, for our trash to pick up. And I hate, for our guys to have to go by, pick up a certain amount and leave some, that just, it don't look good, but, that's what we have to do. And it's very expensive, dumping all the trash and stuff, but it's a great service and I'm glad we've got it. And please, it's not for contractors. Everybody needs to know that. So that's just one area I want to talk about just a minute. So thank you.
Well, thank you. If I could add to that, please don't put the trash and all in the ditches. So we have to go get it out and, we don't have to try to, in the middle of these rainstorms, unclog things that shouldn't be there. I'd like to add that. Is that all you have, Mr. Little?
That's all.
Thank you. We'll move to administration, Mr. O'Rear.
No, the only thing I got is department heads, if y'all still don't have your wish lists in, please get those in as soon as you can. The sooner you get those in, the more time we have to make sure we can fund the things that we need to fund. So, other than that, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. O'Rear. Mr. Skelton, Public Safety is out tonight. We have the police chief, fire chief are both here in attendance. Anything you know of we need to bring to the attention of the council tonight? Thank you. Moving to Parks and Recreation, Ms. Presnell.
Excuse me. They're starting to re-roof the storage building over at Wright Park because it was leaking and messing up with some of the equipment. So they're in the process of getting that going pretty quick. And then we're working on redoing the entrance to the to the Steel Creek by what I mean the entrance, when you go in under the portico to the left-hand side, we're gonna be doing some beautification there. And, we've got funding from the Lions Club last week, so hopefully that, I don't know if that'll take care of it, but hopefully that'll take care of that. And, just to make the front look as beautiful as the inside does. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. President. All. We have Public Works, Mr. Taylor, and I think he's also vacationing with his family during the summer now, so. Mr. Bowden, you got anything you know of we need to bring before the council tonight? Anything we hadn't discussed affecting y'all? Okay. Then we will move to number 10, resolutions, ordinances, orders, and other businesses. Business. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm skipped from 8 to 10, didn't I? Maybe I'm ready to get move on too fast, Tom. I'm sorry. Number 9, items for discussion and/or consideration. A is payment of the bills.
Make a motion, to pay our bills in the amount of $57,548.99.
Second.
Se-
Motion made by Mr. O'Rear, seconded by Mr. Little to pay our bills in the amount of $57,548.99. Is there any discussion or questions on the bills? If there are none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Okay. We hadn't really discussed it, but the next item is discussion, consideration of purchasing an ad for the Call News. I think this is upcoming football season, what I read. So I think we usually buy probably,
I think
Yeah,
we
right.
did a half a page.
we
last
got a
year.
half page. We did, I think, half page color. So I would, if that's okay with the council, I guess we can get the half-page color.
Make a motion, purchase, half page in the Call News for upcoming football season.
Second.
I didn't know if your motion was gonna make it there for a minute, Mr. Little. On a motion made by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. O'Rear to purchase a half-page color ad in the Call News for the upcoming football season. And, is there any discussion from the council? If not, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, show it passed unanimous. Now, if we can move to number 10, resolutions, ordinances, orders, and other business. A, resolution 2026-07-03. This is a resolution for a one-time longevity bonus for eligible retirees. So these are I think this was sponsored, actually came to us from RSA, so this would be anybody who's retired from the city. How many people did you say that this would affect?
13.
13 people, and I think the cost was, to our part, was on 3,300, was that, if I remember right? So, what's the pleasure of the council? This was discussed at the workshop.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2026-07-03.
Second.
A motion made by Mr. O'Rear, seconded by Mr. Little. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
I'm going to abstain on that one. Please let it show. B, resolution 2026-07-04. Resolution adopting the 2026 Mobile County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazardous Mitigation Plan. This is what we discussed at the workshop the other night. This is something EMA has got all the cities in Mobile to adopt, and this is something we would have to have in place in order for some of the funding that we're looking at on the problem that we have had and in the event of a weather.
Make a motion, to pass resolution 2026-07-04.
Second.
On a motion once again made by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. O'Rear. Pass said resolution. Is there any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, let it show it passed unanimous. C, Resolution 2026-07-05, Hold Harmless Agreement and Indemnity Agreement. This is what we do annually with the county, and that's whenever we work with them and do any projects or use equipment or engineering or anything that they may assist us with, that we will hold harmless in case of any litigation or problems that come forward. And we do it standard every year. To be honest with you, we didn't change nothing but the dates. So if there's no questions, I'll entertain a motion to.
Make a motion, pass resolution 2026-07-05.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. O'Rear to pass resolution 2026-07-05 and the whole harmless agreement. Any questions, discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, let it show it passed unanimous. Just so you'll know, the next monthly Mobile Municipal Association meeting will be August the 20th. It's gonna be hosted in Centronelle, but the speaker is gonna be Greg Cothran from the league. Okay, and the Villa Del Rey Restaurant, have you heard anything from them in the last few days regarding what they're doing?
They're just waiting on their last license.
Okay, yeah, we've been asked, and just because of a couple of comments I think that was made on Facebook, they're not waiting on us on anything. We've tried to pass everything as fast as we can. So once we hear something, we will let y'all know. Is there any questions that come before the council tonight before we end? If there are no questions or from the audience or from the council, I appreciate all of you attending tonight. Thank you. Y'all be safe in this weather. Thank you for coming.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. We are adjourned. Thank you. Good night.